Alright, so I think this is the set that most people wanted to see. Tag does not function as a synonym for hit in a game with tag mechanics. In this game, it does. The tag itself is a hit. It's a strike. When you come in with a character, their body is a hitbox. It runs in and will hit your opponent. So it's very different than a lot of other tag games where tagging is vulnerable on the way. Most of them are not vulnerable on the way in, but they can be. But in this game, they're vulnerable on the way out. There's a long time where they kind of stand around and you can hit them. Right? That's sort of how it works. When you come in, you're running and you're doing great. There are ways to beat it, but you know, you can like have a meaty out and it can catch them like Thorns. So yeah, I think this is the set that most people wanted to see anyway, right? Richard versus Champ. So I think if you examine the two teams, they are very similar, right? They're a very similar style of team. Like if you just look at the team at the start, it's Dante Dormammu, right, which you can see in the top left. Dante Dormammu versus Dormammu Ultron. Both of them kind of work in the same way. It's point character plus support character. So both of them want to do the same kind of thing. Dormammu is there to set up the other character's offense, mix-ups like movement. All that stuff is there and set up by Dormammu. So Dormammu is there solely to support the other character. So that's kind of his point on the team. You see that both of them, when they play Dormammu is there to like do a move and charge up and then get out. Like he's there to set up and then leave. He's not there for the long term, right? He's not there to like sit around and play the neutral and like all this stuff. Like he is there to fight, set up the other character and get out. And that's how he uses Ultron. That's how Ultron is there for, and that's what Dante is there for. Dante, I think, is better at building bar, but has worse mix-ups than Ultron. But Ultron has a little bit better mix-ups with tri-jump. He just doesn't control the screen in the same kind of way that Dante has, right? So I think that Richard's team is a little bit more control-oriented, and Champ's team has stronger mix-ups and probably synergy. So, yeah. Let's jump into it. He tags Dorm really fast. I think he plays Dorm on point versus this team because he knows that he wants to build the Thorns first. I think that's my theory. I'm not sure that it's true. I think both of them really want the charges first. Tag. He comes from behind. That was a good block from Richard. Oh, he didn't get his cancel. I guess because he went the opposite way. But Champ has the blue now. Meaty Thorns, and he goes low with Ultron. Many people have been posting on Twitter stuff like, hey, once you block Thorns, jump out, right? But the problem is you're not going to jump out of something like this. He is there to check you, right? He is there to check you and make sure that you are stuck in the Thorns. Goes low again, and then he gets a free combo counter switch. Now, I think in this game, this team is very weak once you are forced off your bar. It's one of those things where counter switching, when you do it, if you get hit right after, the match is basically lost, I think. If you get hit after, you basically lost, right? So right here, I think this is a huge win for Richard. Because there's nothing that you can do here as FChamp to get out of this combo. Because you've already spent your bar, and you've already lost the scenario. Look at how much... Man. Meaty Thorns. He could have jumped out of that. Yep, delayed low. Forces them to... This is actually one of the smartest things I've seen in this game so far. So, he does the Thorns. He's looking for a mix-up here. He catches him low with Dante. The counter switch happens. And what Richard does here is pretty smart. Everybody's been doing this, right? So, he goes for super. And obviously, the plan is to tag Dormammu and go for a mix-up, right? You want to tag in Dormammu here and get a mix-up behind Dante's super. What Champ does is activate the Space Stone. He just does Space Storm. This actually makes it so you can't tag. Dante is not allowed to tag out here. So it's just a free punish. Like, this is a raw activation to avoid the punish so that Richard's Dante just eats the fat combo here, right? And he gets a free level 3. It costs him no bar. If you look at Champ's meter in the bottom right, he has 0 bar. And he just he ends the storm so that way he can get his free level 3. Yeah, that's why you plink the tag with a super, exactly. So it costs Filipino Champ his box, but no meter was used. to get that kill. $1 million in the back. Yeah, that prevents Champ from doing the combo. Champ is a genius, actually. That was crazy. Like, so here's what happened. He activates Soul. He teleports to the other side to get that sandwich we're talking about, right? And here's what happens. When he does the $1 million here, you see that Champ spikes him. Then, assumedly up here, he flies. And then he air dashes back over here. And then tags Dante. Instead of going in for the combo on Dormammu, which he wouldn't have been able to do while $1 million was going. Yeah, and then ends it. So this, again, costs no bar. If you look at Richard's bar in the bottom left, 2 bars. Anytime you have a storm out, you get a free level 3. Right? You just hit heavy punch, heavy kick again. Or stone and tag. The tag actually hit him, so he gets a combo. Goes for a mix-up. Ooh, the shotgun. And then Dante has long combos that he can do on the ground here to prevent a lot of this from tagging. Yeah. I think Richard lives here. Yeah, even with a level 3, so that's why Champ just wants to reset. Poor guy. That was a pretty close match. I think deciding factor was Champ killing Dante meterlessly without having to spend anything off Space Storm, and then he got 2 solid hits after. Is free level 3 with easy hyper on? No. When you use a Storm, you get a level 3 that costs you no bar. You see him, he's doing the mental math. Champ's a funny guy. It is interesting to me that, man, this tag is so messed up. So a reminder, tagging your opponent, your character will always come in behind you. So remember that. You can see that Dormammu's back is on the right side of the screen, so Ultron will come in on the right. So the tag here is a hit, reminder, which means that it will hit Dante when he runs in. So that right here, that's a hitbox, and it just hits Dante. And then this is where it starts, right? He gets the 3 charges, bring him up to the air, do your fly combo, Thorns. Look at how much, all right, let's start this combo over. So this combo starts at 1 bar exactly, right? I want everybody to remember that. He has 1 bar exactly. Look at how much meter this combo builds, right? So before Ultron even ends his combo, he's at almost meter positive. He's almost gained 1 bar. So Champ gets his air combo. We built a bar and a quarter, right? Thorns. So he did what, like half-life, and built a bar and 60% off of a grounded hit. And he didn't even get the combo he was looking for there, but he still gets mix-ups afterwards. And, you know, tagging here is not... If you tag here as Richard, you have to hold back when you come in. If you're not holding back, the Thorns will meet you. And that gets both characters hit. And now Champ has full bar. He gets Thorns. He can set out Stalking Flare. Catches both again. And he's getting smoked. This match is just a beatdown. So Dante comes in, he brings in both characters again. Dante's very low on life, though. He lives just barely there. I'm actually surprised Richard didn't do any soul to heal Dante. Level 3, yeah. It's a free level 3 from the Storm. Yeah, it tags out Dante. You can see that Dante has a ton of red life. The red life ends, like, right there. So he can gain all of that back. Right, all that life if he keeps him out. Yeah, this is the comeback. He's gonna tag in Dante here to go for a mix-up. Goes low. The low has worked pretty much every time he's done it to anybody. And Richard has so much bar because his characters have been getting clipped. And this is a dead Dormammu. Yeah, he comes in with a button. I think he tried to space storm. I'm not sure. And Dante's gained a decent amount of life back at this point. Spike him. Put out the Thorns. And I don't know what he did here as a reversal. I think he was trying to activate the box. But he doesn't get it. Twice in a row, I think he tried to do the box. And he's dead. It all like snowballs out of control. And it snowballed into 5 months of subscriptions just like that. Space General Brave McEpic, thanks very much. And that comeback was wild, right? This is such a crazy match because if you think about Richard's team, like where it was after he activated Soul, like he had like what? A Pixel with Dante and Dorm had already died is where this comeback started. Come on. He said he was trying to box. Yeah. I think I don't know what happened. He must have got the normal or something. Maybe he wasn't hitting them together. Come on. There it is. So, what? This match starts right here. He ended up, somebody was asking about why he got reset here. I think Richard just got hit, right? Like one character I think falls out. Yeah, I actually don't know what happened. I think the main character, Dorm, got out and he tried to push block or something and he just got hit by the super. Look at how little life Richard has, right? Dante's on a pixel at this point. This is such a wild match. This delayed low here is a really good choice, I think. And he's dead at this point. Champ has no bar to escape the combo, so as long as Richard hits it, he's dead. So spend 2 bars is totally worthwhile. Dante builds a ton of bar in his combos. Yeah, it comes in with H. I don't know what that was about. I feel like he maybe wanted air dash or something. Or maybe the stone. I don't know what it was. It didn't make sense to me though. That was definitely a box attempt. He tried to box. Box is invincible on startup. I've been good. My name is Goku. I hope you guys are all doing well. I thought that this tournament was really fun to watch. I think this game is very hectic. I'm surprised. Oh, that was messed up. So Dormammu, I think he could have comboed off this here if he was faster. But what this backdash here is crazy. It pulled him back to the front. You can see how fast it happened. When Champ, like, look, when Champ rolls forward here, there's a second where he passed Dormammu. And then he's back to the front. Miss combo. Meteors, man, that was interesting. I feel like we haven't seen him use anything but Thorns so far. That's so good. To cancel between, yeah, the twister and doing like the crazy dance cancel to go low again is really good. It seems like surprising for him to deal with. Did you see the bait from Richard right there? So Champ is hitting him here. So Richard jumps forward and then air dashes back. Champ sees the jump forward and he panics, tags to keep his character safe. And then he realizes that Richard just baited him. See that? That's like a little bait from Richard. Richard fakes like he's gonna go in to save Dante. He jumps forward like, all right, let me go in there and save my boy. Air dash down. And during that time, Champ sees that he jumped and is like, all right, I'll tag in Dormammu so that way Ultron's safe. So it's a little bit of a bait from Richard. It's a good choice. Dark Hole. This is why I think Richard's team, the difference between Richard's team and Champ's team is that Champ's team has easier ways to lock down the other character and then get tri-jumps with Ultron. Damn, that mix-up is it's so despicable. He gets Soul Revive, though, so it's not the end of the world. I think Soul is pretty strong against this team because it gives you an additional chance to be wrong, basically. Crazy dance. Oof, that was he actually got really lucky he didn't get punished. Yeah, Myers, I saw that mic thing. He might kill, yeah. Now it's only Dormammu left. Goes low. I don't think he's dead here, though, right? He gets crazy dance at the end here. Store. He's just going to take the meaty. There it is. All right, he gets the box. I think that's why Champ's team is a little different than Richard's. The box allows him to create mix-ups that he usually... Oh. That he usually wouldn't get without it. That was a good block. Rainstorm, no combo though. Damn, he reflected it. Did you see that? Because they're bullets, if you push block perfect timing, you can actually reflect the bullets back at Dante. You see that? Because they're a projectile, it's reflectable. I can't believe he actually waited that out. This combo was a big kind of choke, to be honest with you, from Richard. To do hammer into double hammer is not what you want, because it actually resets the combo, and Champ just happened to be blocking low. Richard got pretty lucky. Why can't you reflect Gamora's? That is a great question. Yeah, the thing about most projectiles is you actually have to time it, but if it's a rapid fire projectile, then you can kind of just mash it and hope you get lucky. Yeah, jump out from Champ. That was good. Tag. Wow, he came in and just got clipped. Both of them. I thought Richard was going to win here, but then I remembered he has no clutch. It's interesting that he didn't spend any bar. Yeah, the Thorns was a good choice from Richard. Even though he's trapped in the box, he got a mix-up. That's a punish? No. Yeah, he's going to get hit. The thing is, most hypers in this game are fast, but they're not invincible. So the Dark Hole comes out and just catches them both. Good block. Counter switch to counter the, and then tags him in, and then he picks him up. So that's a big loss for Richard. He lost a lot of bar, and he got his character clipped anyway. That mix-up from Champ's pretty dirty because you can't even see that Dark Hole has been, or that the Stalking Flare has started. He tries to go low, but Richard does the up forward attack, and Dark Hole it was coming out no matter what. Yeah, I like the super jump back. That'll catch Richard? Yeah. I think the reason this hits Richard, by the way, is because the Dark Hole, or the Stalking Flare, I think, takes some of the hits of it, and then that allows his to go through and hit Ultron's beam to hit Dormammu. I think that's what happened. I don't know what happens if they both do it at the same time, but I think that's why. Stalking Flare was still out there. Got them both. He's got soul, so he can revive. Yeah, it's me talking. He gets to come in and revive him, but he's got so little life on Dante. Yeah, Dante's dead. And he's dead. Yeah, that game, I think he counter switched and got hit a lot. And he tagged and like Champ had the better of him a lot. I think that Champ's team is probably better in the scramble, mostly because Ultron. Also, Champ has more experience, so he's better in the scramble. Layers. How many times have we heard layers already? We need to come up with more words. More words besides layers. Remember when Street Fighter came out in the first week, we all said shimmy a lot? We need to come up with another term for layers. Onions? Alright, well, relax over there. Ultron has great buttons. Yeah, the biggest thing is that air box dash H just handles everything, right? It handles a lot of stuff. Got them both. Yeah, Yipes right there brought up. Oh shit. Yeah, you have to counter switch there. If Champ gets hit here after counter switching, he's in trouble. But that was a really great tag, right? Because he goes up in the air and Richard's focused on that. And when he tags in Ultron here, he actually ends up getting to punish Dante for it. Oh, Dark Hole caught them both. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about Champ's team. I think Richard can also confirm off Dark Hole like that, but I don't think I've seen him do it yet. Whoa. Did he tag because he knew that Ultron was going to get hit? Opened up. Yep. This is one of the things about Champ's team that's really strong. Richard doesn't have the box, so he doesn't get to do stuff like this, right? Where he just does Chaotic Flame, tag into Ultron, and you can't see what's happening here. Like, none of this is visible, but Ultron goes empty low, Richard gets clipped, and then he spends no bar, or this is Champ side, he spends no bar, right? He goes into the free level 3 that you get with the Storm. And because he spends his Storm early, he's gonna build another one at least. Right above it. Wow, he's living. Pixel. Chip, though. Yeah. I think Richard got an accidental button on that air dash. Oh, both of them. This is when Soul gets dangerous, is if both your characters get hit during the activation. Nope. Get smoked. Yeah, Richard pretty much lost at this point. This is probably the first time we saw Richard, his Soul Storm, just not work at all, right? Because he brings them both back, and then he just gets clipped by the Thorns. Both characters. Why no analysis on commentary? There have been mistakes on commentary from all of us, I think. Everybody's still learning the game. It's a very hard game to figure out what's important to talk about.